following the battles of Lexington and Concord, if you recall, the British are going to basically return to Boston, and Boston's going to be under siege. Well, the British are going to try and break this siege by basically taking out the heights, particularly along what we know as Bunker Hill. The thing is, when you go to Boston, if you were to go and get in the taxi and ask to go see Bunker Hill, if you had a taxi cab driver that took you literally, they would take you to a hill that has nothing on it pretty much, and everybody else is going to be on the other hill, and you're going to wonder yourself, well, why aren't what's going on over there? The Battle of Bunker Hill is actually misnamed. It's actually fought on a hill called Breed's Hill, but I guess it doesn't have a very good martial name to it like Bunker does. So, but nonetheless, we call it the Battle of Bunker Hill. And this is where we hear a lot of another famous saying of the American Revolution, and don't fire into the sea the white of their eyes. The Americans are occupying the heights. It's much easier to fire upon a target pointing downward and then pointing upward. So taking the heights of anywhere is a good strategy for you future Army commanders in the room. But nonetheless, the British are going to march up 3 times. And each time the Americans are going to say, don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes. Well, eventually that 3rd time, the British are going to be able to push off the Americans, but at such a high rate of casualties that it's the Battle of Bunker Hill is mostly what we call a Pyrrhic victory. If you remember what a Pyrrhic victory is, it's one where you win it, but at what cost? The original Pyrrhic victory was one where a Greek king defeats a Roman army, but at the same time he destroys his own army. So a Pyrrhic victory doesn't really matter at all. Boston is still going to be under siege. Eventually, the British are going to abandon Boston. They're just going to leave. They're going to get into their ships and sail out of the harbor, and Boston will eventually be relieved of its siege. But nonetheless, the Battle of Bunker Hill, which happens in June of 1775, is going to give us one of those mythical sayings of the war: "Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes."